Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another VW. We're going to do issue 84 tonight. There's actually quite a bit to do, fiddly bits. But we're not going to get straight into that. We're going to have a little play. So yeah, let me go through some chat first. So Mark's in, says, good evening, everyone. Hi, Mark. Sorry, I'm just trying to... I was getting a bit carried away earlier. I'm just up to something. So yeah, sorry. Mark says, good evening, everyone. Ian says, a very good evening also. Hi, Ian. Thank you. Mark says, evening to Ian. DS Models says, hi, everyone. Hi, Horlixs. Good luck with your build and show, mate. Thank you very much, Dave. Dave Max in, saying, good evening, everyone. Good luck with your build, Alex. Have a great show. Thank you. Dave Matt Build says, evening, Mark, Ian, and Sir Dave. Mark's Mod says, evening, Dave Matt. Lee's in, saying, evening, Alex. Thumbs up, thank you. Ian says, hi, Dave, Sir Dave, Mark, and Lee. Ian says, hi to Alex. So yeah, hello, Ian. Thank you for joining. Lord Peter says, hello, Alex. Hi, Peter, how are you? Peter says, hi to Mark, Ian, Dave S, and Dave Mack, and Lee. Dave Mack Build says, hi to Lord Peter. Mark's Mod says, hi, Peter. Ian Campbell says, hi, Peter. Peter Webster says, I still have 15 issues to build when I find time. Wow. Steve says, evening all. So hi, Steve. Ian says, hi to Steve. Peter says, hi, Steve Bub. Dave Mack says, evening to Steve. Mark's Mod says, hi to Steve. And Steve says, Lord Peter Webster, Dave Mack Builds, and Mark's Mod. Hello. So that is the chat up to date for the moment. So yeah, we're going to be doing issue 84 tonight. And as you can tell, there's a lot of small parts and things we've got to be doing. But before we get into that, Mark has tipped me off about a potential problem we've got with the electronics. So I thought to start the show off this week, let's bring over what we've done, chassis. It's getting big, isn't it? And we will have a look at the electrics. We'll have a little play. I've got some batteries here. Now, we're not going to be able to, let me change cameras. We're not going to be able to test everything on it at the moment. but we can certainly address the issue that we may have. So obviously we've not connected any of the electrics yet, but we have put the circuit board on. We've connected the battery box and the switch to the circuit board already. So I'm just going to connect the rest of these things. So we've got the speaker here, which is sorry about the camera, which is labelled 4. So I'm just going to go around and plug all this in. So that's 4. Then we've got 2 more on here. One is labelled 1, but the light is washing it all out. Yeah, the one's labelled 1, so I'm going to plug that into 1, which is up there. And then we've got another one that's actually labelled 2, which is going to go into 2 on the circuit board. So I'm just going to put that back down. That's all we've got to connect at the moment. And then I'm going to carefully turn this up. And then we're going to put our batteries in. Okay. Obviously we've got our switch at the front here. So if I switch that switch on, when we push the accelerator, we should get like an engine sound. And then we should get nothing on the brake pedal. So, okay. So as you might, I don't know if you can hear or not, when we push the accelerator, nothing happens. But when we push the brake pedal, you get the engine sound. So this is wrong. So, first of all, yeah, thank you, Mark, for bringing that up. I mean, so this is just sort of to warn everyone before you put it together, like Mark has done, because, you know, you don't want to, where's that gone? I'm trying to find the dust stuff. You don't want to, you know, put all this together, screw it all up, and then realize you've got a problem. So in order to fix that, it's just really simple. You just change the sockets 1 and 2. So I'm going to switch, I've just switched it off. So if I put unplug 2 and unplug 1, put 1 in the 2 socket, and it's the same connectors, so this is okay to do that. I'll put 2 in the 1 socket, and 4's just come out. They're not in tight because I didn't want to struggle to pull them out. So now when we turn it on, we should get the engine sound on the accelerator and nothing on the brake. So when I push the brake down, we get nothing. Accelerator, we get annoyed. So that's all I wanted to address. So yeah, thanks again, Mark, for telling us about that. And what I'm gonna do, turn that off. I'm gonna take the batteries out. But it just shows, you know, always test things when you can, because you just don't know. You know, we haven't been told to test any of this yet. So what I'm going to do is take this back off, unplug everything that we haven't been told to unplug. I mean, plug in. And then I'm going to get the labeler out and relabel those plugs. So I'm going to do one for 01 and one for 02. If I can find my scissors, be very helpful somewhere. One, cut them out. And if I take this up, we can relabel these and pull these off. So that's plug 1. So not anymore. That will be 2. So that's now our number 2. And then number 2 is going to be our number 1. Or you could change the switches over, but this is a lot easier just to swap the plugs rather than unscrewing, especially as we've gone into plastic. You know, you don't want to be stripping threads or anything. So this is just a little bit of a bonus bit of content just to I was going to do this last time, but I did 2 issues because obviously I was away last week, so I thought it'd be nice to do it this week. Okay, so we relabeled these now, 1 and 2. So on my model now, these are correct to the circuit board. And that's what I was going to show you really. So if you are building this, obviously test it first because they might have amended it in the mag. They might not have done. I don't know. But just test it because it doesn't make sense that you put your foot on the brake and then the engine starts making a noise. So yeah, there we go. That's fixed that. Okay. Let me clear the bench and then we will get on with today's issue. So let me just do a little bit more of this chat. Steve says, Ian, evening, sir. So yeah, good evening. Steve says, look good, looking good, thank you. Marcel says, I would not found out if you didn't teach me Alex to always test the electrics. Yeah. Do you know what I failed on that on this? Because I just didn't really think about doing it because it's not all complete. But yeah, no, I'm glad we did. So yeah, brilliant. And then yeah, Dave says that was well spotted, Mark. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I didn't know anything about it until Mark mentioned it to me. He says, "Oh, you want to test that?" And we did it. And yeah. So yeah, if you are building the model, check that. And I'm sure if Mark will do the same on his channel as well when he comes to that part, unless he has already. So issue 84 then. We've got elements of the instrument panel and wipers. So we've got lots of little fiddly parts for this. As always, I am completely unorganized like every week. So let me get some bits and pieces out. Scissors, I think I'm going to need them. Probably some sharp ones of them. And I'm not sure if I need a screwdriver or not. Probably will. So I'll grab one of them out as well. So this is what we did last week. So we're going to be working a little bit more on that. So let's go through all of these parts first for issue 84. I can get this open. Right, we've got some more electronics in this as well. We've got another switch. So we carefully pull this out. There's some very small parts, so do be careful, and I'm going to keep that just in case. Okay, so we've got 84.1, which is the left wiper. So what is the difference in these? Right, okay. So this is the left wiper. And I know that because this is the right wiper. And you've got like it's a little bit different on the arm here. You've got like an extension bit. So this is going to be the right wiper, and this is the left wiper. I'm going to put them straight in my pot here. 84.3 are wiper springs, and we've got 2 of those. There we go. We've got 2 wiper springs there. We've got 84.4, which is the speedometer case. Oh, come on. Which is that. 5 is the oil pressure gauge case, which is this part here. So yeah, we're really working some small parts now. 6 is the clock case, which is this part here. Then we've got a part 7, which is the speedometer glass. Which is that. 8 is the oil pressure glass, which is there. Then we've got 9, which is the clock glass, which is there. Then we have the instrument displays, which are here. Sticker decals. Okay. Then we've got 84.11, which is the ashtray, which is this part here. So I mean, a lot of small parts. Switch bracket is 12. So this is our switch bracket. 13 is a handle. Just nice cream handle there. Put all that in there. Okay, so then we've got 14, which is button 1. Wow, they're tiny. That is that one, the longer one of the two. And then we've got 15, which is button 2, which is the shorter one of the two. 16 is a switch, and that's got a 6 label on it. Okay. And 17 are circlips. Wow. They are tiny. Why am I nervous all of a sudden? Luckily, they've got a bit of tape over them to stop them going missing, but we've got 2 circlips there. I'm just going to, I think I'm going to leave them on, I'm just going to leave them on the stick here, just so they don't go anywhere. I think that's wise. Okay, and then we've got 18, which is BP03 screws. And we've got a couple of them. 3. Right. And that's all the parts, but I'm going to leave that aside just in case we need to put anything back in there. So, right, let's have a bit of fun here. Let's extend the stream slightly. Now, who was it? I think it was Geordie Dave. We were having a discussion about electronics. And Geordie Dave I think he wasn't sure how to use a multimeter to test continuity. So let's test this switch. So it normally looks like it's like diode test mode. And it looks a bit like that on your meter. And it's also got like a sound icon. Now, what that does is when you make a connection with your probes, so you can hear that. Oh, hang on. You'll get a beep. Now that means, and you'll get a reading as well. So when it's 0, 0, 1, it means it's a short, which means that there's a connection made. So what you're looking for when you're testing a switch is to try and connect the probes to the metal pins carefully on the plug, and there shouldn't be a beep. But when you push the button, it completes the circuit and it should make the multimeter beep. So that's a way of testing the switch. So the best way of doing it is not on this cushion. It's actually best to do it on a hard surface. And what I tend to do is get some electrical tape. And then stick down the connector. Sorry, you can't see. That's just so it doesn't move anywhere. And then what you can do is carefully touch each of these pins with the end of your probes, and then holding them in place. If we push this button, we should see this turn to 0, 0, 0 or 0, 0, 1, but the meter will beep. And then if that beeps, it means this switch is okay. So if I push this button now, there you go. It's beeping and I've got 0, 0, 0, which means the switch is working. So I hope that's useful. As I say, mainly for Geordie Dave. I'm sure it was Geordie Dave that asked me about that. So I thought I'd just show. We'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'll test this switch and then sort of explain how that works. So all multimeters are slightly different, but it should have the same symbol on it. But yeah, hope that helps if you want to test switches and things, you know, before you install them. Because we did that on the Deloitte. No, it wasn't. It was the Routemaster. I believe that after because they had like the springy switches, they're really difficult to work with, and I think it's for the brake pedal. And then luckily, once I fitted it, I tested it, and it was, I can't remember if it was a short or it wasn't making contact. So that allowed us to adjust it before we went any further with the build. So yeah, hope that helps. So Stephen says, hi Alex. Stephen says, hi all in chat. Peter says, hi Stephen. Stephen says, hi Lord Peter Webster. Peter says, this is fun with those wipers. Right. Dave Matt Builds says, hi Stephen. Stephen says, hi Dave Matt Builds. Steve131 says, shiny. Yeah. Peter says, I got my wife to help me with the wipers after I launched the spring into the abyss. Oh no. I can imagine. Steve says, Lord Peter Webster, were there naughty words? Peter says, yes, plenty, Steve. Had to buy more springs to replace the ones I lost. Ian says hi to Stephen. Stephen says hi to Ian. Mark says hi, Stephen. Ian says, Mark's Mods, is your Ecto complete yet? And Stephen says hi to Mark's Mods. Ian says, Peter, check the Hoover. It'll be in there. Yeah. God, yeah. Right, well, let's see how we get on with this then. So, first step is to hold the instrument displays 8410 with tweezers and remove the speedometer. Then place the speedometer case in the position shown in the picture. Oh God. Okay. Now I'm nervous because is this even right? Like, they're telling us to put stuff on it, probably end up upside down. Right. So I'm just going to go for it. Let's just hope that it's correct. So I'm going to have to try and do this with two hands then. So I'm going to hold the piece with the tweezers on this side. Right, so step 2 is to place the speedometer. Oh, place it on the speedometer case in the position shown. Right, so let's do one thing at a time. Okay, so we've got our sticker. We'll get this in the right orientation. This is going to go inside. Wow. Oh, that's not working. I need something more. Right, let's behave and please stay on there. Need something to grip. Might change tactics and use a. Okay. That's done. Place the speedometer glass onto the speedometer. Oh, I don't need that now. And push until it is flush. Okay. Yeah. That's our speedometer done. Nice. Okay. C. Remove the clock from the instrument displays and place it on the clock case. Then fit the glass over it. So it's going to go that way up. And you can tell by the shape. Oh, I'm not sure how actually. Is at the bottom. I'm really confused on what way this has got to go. Because this is different. It's angled. But I don't want to get it in the wrong way. I wonder if there's any reference photos. I'm going to have to look it up. I'm going to have to. What can we do? Oh, I know. If we get out. I think next week I'm going to cheat and go forwards to 85 because I think we fit this to the dash. Yeah. Oh, okay. So if I get out a part from last week that we got, this is going to be the dash. We can see how this fits. That's good. It only goes in one way. So based on that, that is upright. Does that marry up with the instructions? No, I don't think it does. I think that is telling us to put it on upside down in here. I'm actually really confused. I think that's wrong in the mag because one hole is bigger than the other. Okay. One peg is bigger than the other on there. So this is only going to fit this way up. And that is a nice fit. Whether this is going to need to be glued or not, I don't know. We haven't, you know, we haven't got that far. I'm not going to be. That is definitely the correct way around, isn't it? That's, yeah, that's going to be this way up. And then the clock has got some detail because the clock actually shows 5 to 12. So, yeah, 5 to 12. Must be a specific time. So, it needs to be that way up. Well, that is definitely the correct way up. 12 o'clock needs to be up that way. So, if we come back to this, so 12, right, so 12 o'clock is going to be on the flat edge of this. It sort of goes in a bit underneath. You can just see the shape at the bottom there. So the flat edge at the top is 12 o'clock. But if you look at this, their 12 o'clock is going on the bottom edge. And oh, but hang on a minute. It's correct on. It is correct on this image. Right. I don't know. So that, anyway, we've established 12 o'clock on the flat edge, if that helps anyone. I just wanted to be sure. It's taken longer, but I don't want to. It would kill me if this was upside down, or I just wouldn't be able to cope. So now I know which way this is going. And then we can fit the glass on. Push that in with a nail. Okay, that's the clock done. Wow. Next, place the oil pressure gauge from the instrument displays and fit the glass. Again, rather difficult to see which way they've got that. Position. So if I refer to next week's issue, hopefully we'll get a better understanding. So that's going to be, that's the correct way up. So if we look at the position of this, it's going to be that way up. Which means it's going to be that way up. So that's the top. And that says tank. Then we're going to put the little window in. This is really fiddly work. I'm just covering that up so I don't damage the plastic. So I can make sure that's in. Yeah, there we go. Wow. So that is in there, and that's the correct way up. So as when that goes in there, it's the right way up. Perfect. So yeah, they're fiddly. Yeah, just please take your time when you come to do them. All should be okay. If you've got issue 85 and your last issue, grab this, and then you can work out which orientation needs go. Yeah, well, I better check the speed though. It's the only one I didn't check like that. Yeah, that's correct. Brilliant. Okay, so that's them done. Now it's the time for the wipers. So I guess we're going to need some screws. Now let's work out what we've got to do. Retrieve the front nose and insert the left wiper. Oh, here we go. So, to me, they've got the wipers mixed up as well. What a joy this is. Right, look. let's all follow along. It's not just me, is it? Part 1, left wiper. Yeah, and you can see the difference between these. That's got the arm, and then that's got like a square bit, and then the arm. Yeah, we all see in that. And 2 is the right wiper. Right. So to me, this is the left one. That's the right one. Yeah, because of the extra bit, the square bit. Okay. So left, right. So when we come to here, retrieve the front nose and insert the left wiper. Okay. When you look at the picture, it's got the square bit on it, which is the right one, but it's telling us to fit the left one. When we turn the page and skip forwards, we've got a nice end photo. Follow the same process to fit the right wiper, and that one there has got the little square bit on it, and that one is what we're calling the left one. So, which way round does this go? Does it matter? Do you know what, guys? I really don't know. I really, oh, that come out. I really, really don't know. Hmm. Do I trust the process and go with what they're saying, or do I go by that final image? It's anyone's guess. I guess we're using the circuits. Now it's going to be a pain to get them off, but it is reversible if there is a problem later on down the line. Um, mm, I think I'm just going to go with the final picture. That one in there. And that one in there. I'm just going to do that. So let's start with the other side. So we're going to pop that in, and then it wants us to secure that down. And it's asking us to stick that down. Probably doesn't go anywhere. Okay, we're then going to fit the spring over the wiper. Wow. I can quite believe how this went flying, Peter. Okay, so I'm normally pretty good at these, but I feel I may struggle with this because that is super small and hard. And the tweezers don't want to. What's going on with my tweezers? Reverse tweezers to the rescue. No. Wow. I don't. Oh my god. I've only gone and done it, haven't I? Wow. I've got a dent in my finger. Oh, I see. That's how it works. Oh, that's really cool. So it gives it this. Oh, sorry, you can't see. It actually gives it the spring like you would on a wiper. Right, so that's one down. Another to go. So if I go quiet, the concentration is something else. Done. Yeah. Oh, see, do you know what? I'm really not sure if those wipers are on the correct way or not. It's so difficult to tell. I mean, that's how the magazine's got them. But we'll find out later on. But there you go. They are on. Cool. And we can breathe. So that's that issue done then. So we've got the wipers on, and then we have the instrument panels done. So these wipers are going to be going up this way, but I'm guessing that wants to spring back, but they're going to be something along those lines. We'll have a close look at this. Yeah, they should be fine. Sorry, just thinking ahead, thinking to myself, I always go quiet. Right, yeah, there we go. That's the issue done. I'm happy with that. Oh, do you know what? Them springs were not easy. But just get in the zen, focus, and just don't make any false movements. I think that's my. I'll tell you what you could do. A little hack. I reckon you could use a bit of cotton, tie it onto the spring, and then sellotape the cotton to the body. If it pings off, it's not going to go anywhere because it's attached to the cotton. And then once it's fitted, you could probably cut the cotton and get rid of it. That might be a good little hack. If you didn't want to lose a spring, I know it's a lot of work involved in prep, but you can easily cut the cotton away from the spring afterwards. So, and then at least if it does go ping, it's only going to travel the length of your cotton, and you'll still have it on the end of your cotton to try again. So that might be a good tip. Right, so yeah, that's it. Nicely done. So let me go through some of this chat, and it's gone mad. Mark says, Ian, yes, we need some final touches. Peter says, been weeks ago now, Ian, I'm up to issue 107 now. Steve says, Mark's Mods, one of your longest videos. Ian says, cool, always nice to see what folk have, when folk have completed, been such a hectic build. Yeah. Peter says, I found the stickers are a crap fit. Yeah. Yeah, they weren't the best. Steve 131, yeah, I had not the best time on the last two stages. Mark says, Ian, I agree. Ian, it's one build I'll never forget, and it has been the longest. Peter Webster says, going to watch it later, Mark. Not seeing much YouTube today. Had the builders here this week fitting the new roof to my model room. Yes. Mark says, thanks, Peter. Been the same here. We're moving home. Ian says, have you started moving, Mark? Nightmare for many reasons. Not only that, you just repainted the cave. Yeah. Lord Peter says, I got somewhat confused on that sticker direction, to be honest. Yeah, I got a bit confused. But we got there in the end. Mark says, we get the van tomorrow and I'll be moved in by Sunday, Ian. But we start to take things over tomorrow. Cool. Steve says, Mark, moving far, and how long are you going to be off air? No, Mark, he won't be. No. Mark Swad says, Steve, not far, just to the next town, but not going to be doing videos till the new year, but we'll still be in live streams. Yeah. Ian says, that's good. You'll be in for Crimbo, but boxes everywhere. If I was closer, Mark, I'd offer to help. Perhaps if you're not ready for a Christmas lunch, I can interest you in a nice hot pizza. Yeah. They probably, I think they do festive ones this time of year anyway, don't they? You can have a festive pizza. Mark says, thanks, Ian, and Partwork pizza sounds nice. Steve 131 says, Mark's Mods, you'll have to do a house on your video on your house when you're online. Steve says, house tour. Ian says, a new man cave video too, Mark. Stephen says, good luck with your house move, Mark. Steve 131 is watching. Mark's Mod says, yes, we'll do, Steve and Ian. Mark says, thanks, Stephen. Ian says, PM me on your address, Mark. Mark says, yes, we'll do it now. Ian says, oh, it froze here. Lord Peter Webb says, I have a watch repair press I use for awkward parts that don't play ball. Right. Ian says, F5 sorted it. Good. Ed Hughes says, missed the start, evening all, out for fish and chips. Oh, nice. How are you, Ed? Thank you for joining. Dave Max says, evening to Ed. Mark says, evening to Ed. Ed says, ping. No, don't tempt it. Lord Peter Webb says, Butman had some same trouble. He lost a spring too and used a pen spring. Mark Moss says this is a strange design for the wipers. Yeah. Ian says, evening, Ed Hughes. Trust all is well. Ed Hughes. Ed says, all good, Ian. You? Peter says, I suggest to drop a glue on the E-clips when in place as they come off easily and you'll know why later on in the build. Okay, well, I'm going to leave them just for the moment until I know these arms are on the right sides. Because I mean that it's just very strange. Like, I don't know why one's different from the other. There must be a reason that one is different, and it doesn't really look right in a weird sort of way. I think it, once the glass is in, it will sit level. But it's a good tip. But this will be stored away carefully. And yeah, I will certainly look at doing that when we've got further on in the build. I don't want to assume anything at this stage and then start gluing stuff. But yeah. Ian says, yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. Ed says, well done, thank you, Ed. And Steve says, Mark's mods, you're going to have some fun doing this. Yeah, yeah. Peter says hi to Ed. Mark says, Steve, I know I'm not the best when it comes to springs. Peter Webster says, I have spares if you lose one, Mark. Steve says, get Julie and the boys to lend a hand. Mark says, thanks, Peter. Yeah, good idea, Steve. Mark says, strange that we fit the wipers now before the windscreen. Yeah, it is a bit, isn't it? Peter says, try doing them partially sighted, Alex. Much harder. Yeah, I can imagine, Peter. Honestly, I can. Yeah, I struggled. Peter says, nicely done, Alex. Well done, bud. Thank you. Dave Max says, nice work, Alex. Thank you. Peter says, the front windows are not easy to fit, Mark, and the wipers make it so much harder. Can you not just spin the wipers round off the... No, I suppose you can't. Actually, you could push the spring in. No, it doesn't go in far enough. I was going to say, can you not push the arm in and spin it off of the windscreen? But you can't really, can you? Oh, I don't know. They're all over the freaking place. I don't get that. It might have been best to leave them off. Ian says, nice one, Alex. I do like how these companies rework parts, like the wipers to be springs, thinking in miniature. Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing it's just so they lay flat on the windscreen because they do have like a spring movement on them, and they come back, and I guess it's just to keep them. Well, this one doesn't do it as much, but I'm still wondering if this is on the wrong side. But just won't. We just won't know until later on when that one's spinning around all over the place. Do you know what? I think these are on the wrong way because right, let's look at this. Hang on. Let's have a play. That's going to go on there, isn't it? Somewhere. Similar. Like that. Wherever it's going to sit. Now, over here in the UK, so this is a left-hand drive, isn't it? In the UK here, the larger wiper blade normally goes on the driver's side and the shorter blade goes on the passenger side. Now, based on that, that blade does look longer than that one. So I think these need to be the other way and not. So I think perhaps the instructions are correct, but the final image isn't. Because if we look at this, if I put my finger at the top of the blade, that's the length. And then if I come over to this one, you can see this blade is longer. So let me just revisit this a minute. So left wiper is 1. Fit the left wiper. Oh, do you know what? I don't know. We will have a look at it later on. Do we fit the windows before the dash, or the dash first, then the windows? Peter says you can't get to the spring when the dash is fitted. Okay, right. Ed says very strange arrangement for the wipers. Yeah, it is a bit, isn't it? Flummoxed. Peter says the springs sit under the dash. Okay, cool. Dash first. Oh god, well that's put a spanner in the work, isn't it? Oh, I just don't know. I suppose it doesn't really matter. Based on here in the UK, the driver's side gets the larger wiper normally. The driver's side is on the left-hand side, and that's the bigger wiper. So I think these need to be switched. We will look at it later on. Right. Yeah, Mark says one is 3 centimeter long and the other one is 3.5. Right. I suppose you've got your issue out. Are you following me, Mark? What do you think? So this is different again. On the assembly diagram, this one has got the squarey bit on it. On this side of the car, of the van, and this one's got the flat one. So that's different to the write-up, which is also different to the final image. Do you know what? I might regret this, but I'm going to swap these over. Let's do it. I'm not happy. Let's try swapping these over. Now, the thing is, I need to get this off now without it all pinging everywhere. Let me see what we can do here. I want to swap them over and see what they look like. We'll get these pliers. Let's see if I can. One off. I just think you would have thought they would have labelled them left and right. Yeah. Ian says, right, I'm off, guys. Need feeding. Take care and speak soon on the channel somewhere. Sometime. Yeah, thanks, Ian. Dave Matt says, see you, Ian. Take care. Mark says, larger one on the driver's side looks like it to me. Yeah, that's what I think. Ed says, night to Ian. Mark says, night to Ian. Yeah, that's what I'm going to change them over. I'm going to go by the assembly diagram at the front. Just trying to get these off without breaking anything. That's the hardest thing. There we go. We're off. So let's refit these the other way. does keep you guessing, this this build, doesn't it? Right, so we need to take that back down. Why do a hard drop once when you can do it twice? Yeah? Well, that's one on again. Oh, no, it's alright, got it. So it wasn't the spring that flew off, it was my circlip. This one's harder to fit for some reason. Honestly, this is absolutely ridiculous. There we go. So, that one is okay. This one's still. Right, okay. Based on this, I actually think it might be I might have had it the right way. Now I've seen them on both ways. This one is much further out because of that, and you can see that it's not it wouldn't touch the windscreen. This one is now too far in to the windscreen. When it's like it's going to be positioned like that, can you see it's almost coming in? And then when you if you to push it out, see what I mean? It would have to bend this back quite a bit. So I think I had them the correct way in the first place, but we wouldn't have known that unless we tried. So I'm not going to change it again this minute, but I will swap them over because I think based on both ways, it does fit better the other way, even though it doesn't make any sense. So I did that. Yeah, Peter says night to Ian. Mark says, I packed my rulers away, but had to get them out because it was confusing me. Yeah. Ed says, got a few issues before I get to this point. Glad I've tuned in. Brings to mind famous saying, I make mistakes so you don't have to. Yeah. And there's been a lot on this build. You know, there's been a few things that have been a bit wrong that we've changed, you know. Ed says that looks better already. Do you think? Because to me, if you look at the mag, right, it's going to be displayed with the wipers that way, right? I suppose it doesn't really matter, but if you bring it round, it goes inside the window. Can you see how far that's in? So if you were to push that out, that will be level with the window, that is full travel and it's still inside the window. So I think we had it the correct way the first time based on that. I mean, this one would look good on any side, but it did fit better on this side for the clearances. You see that's right in the window. Then you can, yes, it's got a spring and you can push it out. But that's as far as its travel. And if you were to display it like the model is, that's going to be sticking out really far just to get this on the window. But yeah. It says well done again. Thank you very much. Right, so yeah, I'm going to probably swap them back over again and put them the way I had them. So yeah, what headache? Well, that's an hour and a half for an issue on the VW. I mean, that's unheard of, isn't it? I'm normally wrapped up by 7:15, but we'll get through it. Peter Webb says that it doesn't get any easier either, but I get confused each new issue. It's going to be a lot of working out them. Yeah. Dave Matt says, a great stream, big thumbs up. Thank you very much, Dave. So, yeah, what we got coming up. So tomorrow is the Bedford show. I won't be there, but Dave will be with Lindsay on that show, and perhaps I believe Sprue and Glue may be on there. typical the week I can't do. So, but they will still put on a show for you, and I will either catch up off stream on the Bedford, or I will do it, or I'll just have to work extra hard on the next on the next show when I am about. Sunday there is no Part Work Live because obviously Mark Spons is moving, so keep an eye on the schedule for that. So I believe the next show, unless anyone else is going on, will be on Tuesday with Geordie Dave with the Titanic. So Tuesday, I believe, will be the next stream after the Bedford tomorrow at 7 o'clock. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. It's been a blast, an hour and a half. I'm going to go out and do my shopping because it's always busy at the weekend, obviously. And I'm thinking if I go now, I mean, it might be a nice quiet time to dash around the supermarket. So that's what I'm going to do now. And yeah, I will see you on the next one. So last couple of bits of chat here. So Peter says a night all. So good night, Peter. Thank you. And Ed says good stream, night all. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone for joining. And I will see you on Tuesday on Geordie Dave's Titanic show. So yeah, good evening everyone. Have a good weekend and good luck with the move, Mark. Hope it goes all smoothly for you. And yeah, we'll look forward to seeing some YouTube updates. Anyway, take care everyone. Goodbye.